My friends, it's a Slydell Family Christmas out here. Tophia, Mamachu, Brotherchu, they're living in their car and they're trying to have the best holiday season they possibly can. And they're doing it in the only way they know how. And that's by screaming at each other over something Mamachu did a few years ago on TikTok. Now, let me give you the rundown about what you're gonna see today. Tophiachu was live streaming, as she normally does, and she's calling out people who bully her, but then it's a big deal when she bullies back. At one point, she brings up how, who cares if I bring up someone's dead family member? Trolling happens to me all the time and nobody says anything about it. And the logic that Tophia throws is that if anyone says anything to her, when she throws it back at anyone else, it's their fault for not defending her in the first place. And it's basically a lot of people's fault in this video today that everything in the world is as shitty as it is. But in particular, how shitty her life is. Because if you haven't remembered, ladies and gentlemen, everything that happens to Tophia is somebody else's fault. And today, she decided to throw all that anger and rage she has towards the trolls at Mamachu, because people started saying that they're clearly a racist family. Mamachu said the N-word once while singing a song back on Musical.ly, and they want her to apologize, but no one wants her to apologize more than Tophia herself. And you'd think she'd be like, Mom, look, people want you to apologize for this. Can you just maybe do this to get some of these trolls off our backs? Well, Mamachu vehemently refused that, and Tophiachu went on a tirade over the fact. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, the majority of this video is very race related, with Tophia just talking about every other race under the sun, but we're gonna throw that out the window and just look at this as a dynamic between a mother and daughter, because this is just not the way you talk to your mother, no matter what situation's going down. Tophia just consistently proves to be not aware of what's going on at all. She thinks Mamachu saying that, look, I apologize, I'm sorry, will literally make everything better. And I think the real reason she wants Mamachu to do this is because she feels that if she has to do these things, then everyone else has to too. And I'm just gonna shut up and show you how it starts. Somebody joins Tophia's live stream and the name pops up in the bottom of the chat there saying Mamachu said the N-word, and Tophia's already going on a rant about how people call her a child predator, but the second she notices that name appear in chat, her attention immediately flips to just having to call it out. And again, I don't know if this is more of her actually being mad or more of her seeing that, oh look, I can shift the blame to somebody else for a few minutes, and she did just that.
These people don't even know how to lie correctly.
All because you like BTS and I was gonna say K-pop.
Exactly.
Just because you like K-pop.
And I made a few jokes, which wasn't bad jokes. Because I said, if you want to say that stuff, then I'll make jokes. We can all laugh. What about my liked Instagram? I didn't like anything that had anything to do with child porn. Are you going to bring up something from 2020? What year are we in? We're almost in 2025. See, I told you, Mom. I told you.
Wow.
They always bring up how you say the N-word.
I didn't call anybody the N-word.
But I told you.
I was reading it.
You can say that all you want, but until you apologize, they're not going.
Apologizing.
You're not apologizing for calling anybody the N-word. You're apologizing for saying it.
They're wanting me to apologize for
calling. Well, you explain why you're apologizing and then say sorry.
When you interrupted.
I'm tired of hearing it.
Thank you, and you interrupted.
I've already had this conversation with her. And I'm tired of people coming to my page like if I didn't have the conversation with her. Someone commented it.
I was reading something off of music lyrics where they were using the N-word, and somebody said, oh, you can't say the N-word. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't think. Because then I said, that song reminded me of Richard Pryor when he says, and. And I said, oh, they said, oh, you weren't supposed to say that. I said, well, I'm sorry. And then they come up and say that I called somebody that. I did not. I read it off of a song, and then I remembered Richard Pryor. That's what I did.
So as you can see, again, Tophiachu just goes right at Mamachu and tells her, listen, you need to apologize because we hear about that all the time. Now Mamachu is saying again, she was just singing a song, and that's one of the words that was in the song. And then her excuse sounds just like one Tophia would give, honestly. Now you know where Tophia gets these tall tales and where she gets her excuses for everything, because Mamachu was just thinking of Richard Pryor, which, in all honesty, sounds a lot worse than just the excuse that I said it in a song. Like, I said it because I was thinking of this one particular black man when I did. Again, she thinks it makes it an excuse, but really, when you think about it, it's like, you only said it because you were thinking of Richard Pryor. And at the same time, though, Tophiachu could easily be talking about this to her, off stream. She's saying this to Mamachu, basically calling out her own mom in front of all these people who she knows hates both of them. So she's basically trying to walk over with the trolls and go, yeah, Mom, Yeah, Mom, why'd you do that? And again, I want to make it known. I'm not saying, oh, that's a cool thing to do that Mamachu did, but her saying a part of the song from years ago does not feel like something, Tophia, that your family is like grilled for, you know what I'm saying? You've done so much like terrible shit, even nowadays with you guys like defecating on sidewalks, there's so much stuff people criticize you for, and this is like the last on the list. But since you want to use it to like try to make Mamachu the problem, that's what you're doing right now.
And they're not saying apologize because I said it. They're saying apologize because you shouldn't be calling people the N-word.
But you have to explain why you're apologizing and then apologize. They can't tell you why you apologize because you've already said why you apologize. If they try to twist it any other way, it's there. You just say why you're apologizing and you apologize. You don't let them have it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't...
Yeah. And I'll go apologize and then watch.
Okay, it gets worse if you don't apologize.
No, it'll get even more worse.
Yeah, because racist people that use the N-word will never apologize for being racist. You're not racist. So why do you want people to think that?
I'm going to show you. It'll get worse.
Okay.
Oh, so you admitted that you called somebody the N-word.
You're explaining why you apologize. They can't say otherwise.
I just did.
It's only gonna get worse because they've already think you're racist because you never apologized for it.
Somebody's making me apologize for something I didn't do.
You did though.
No,
you didn't call anybody a race. You didn't call anybody that word, but you still have to apologize.
No, I don't.
Okay, whatever.
Just end it.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize for using.
Why did they bring that up anyways? It's your live stream.
But it doesn't matter.
Why don't they come tell me?
You don't have to apologize for a word that gets your husband killed. Okay, fine then. Don't apologize for that.
Oh, see, don't bring that up just so you can force me to apologize.
That's what happens to black people because non-black people use that word.
It seems like it's going to tone down for a little bit when Mamachu says, hey, Tophia, maybe just end the stream then. And you think for a second, all right, it's all settled, and then bang, Tophiachu brings up the thing about Papachu, which seems like a very low blow considering you're talking about this woman's own husband and your father. I bring it up all the time with Tophia, and I probably sound like a broken record, but always remember that she is using real-world issues to try to put in front of herself to defend herself from any criticism. People go through racism every day, and Tophia, you are not one of them. People don't go after you for your skin color. They go after you because of the type of person you are. I mean, look at my own channel. It's a great representation. Chris Chan, Daniel Larson, Cyrax, White Bowser, Jupiter the Hybrid, Nova Online, Josh Block, Mr. Based, Bossman Jack, Jack Dougherty, King Cobra. Like, Tophia, you are not ever, like, covered by people because of the color of your skin. If anyone goes after you for that reason, they're a piece of shit. But they go after you because of the kind of person you are. The amount you lie, the amount of times you've said your own racist statements, it's just what happens when you're not the best person, Tophia. So for all these allegations you want to throw at Mamachu for making it worse, or anybody else for making your life worse, you have to point that finger back at yourself.
It's not about whether or not you called somebody that. It's hurtful. And I have to continuously get it.
Well,
just explain to them why you said it and apologize.
You're continuing. They probably already want it ended and you're still continuing.
Because I'm going to hear it as long as you finally sit down and say you're sorry.
I'm going to say it. So.
You're not going to let these people tell you.
I'm not going to let these people tell me what to do.
You're not. You're telling them.
No.
You're letting them tell you not to apologize. You're listening to them. That's what they want.
I said I'm not going to. I didn't say they made me.
Obviously, you just said why. They made you because they're telling you you're apologizing for calling somebody that. You're doing it because of that, not because you don't want to. It's worse if you don't want to. It's an issue, and it's gonna be an issue.
Well, end it. Don't come to my live stream with that. Go tell her.
I kept telling them that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop until you say sorry.
I keep telling them not to, and they have issues.
It's not gonna stop until you say sorry and explain why. You're letting them tell you. You're letting them tell you what to do.
No, yeah, and I'm not letting you tell me what to do, either.
I'm not telling you what to do.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, well, fine. I'm not gonna defend you anymore. When they think you don't like black people, that's on you because you can't refuse to say sorry for a word you
Why
use.
are you defending me? You just got done showing people you wasn't defending me.
At this point, Tophia is basically begging and pleading Mamachu to just apologize, because again, I'm not sure why she thinks this, but she thinks it will like, miraculously change everything. What Tophia doesn't understand is, people know this will get her riled up, Just saying that comment that Mamachu says that particular word will make Tophia drop everything and feel like she has to address it, and to whoever made that name, they basically got exactly what they wanted. But while that person got what they wanted, Tophiachu absolutely has not, because despite how many times she's asking Mamachu to apologize, Mamachu is just standing firm that she will not apologize to these people, nor will she apologize to them for Tophia. And I want to say something else, that I might get a couple comments from people saying, no, Smokey, you're wrong. She actually said the N-word this time in like a more derogatory way. But I just want to say we're covering this specific situation. If she said it in a song and that's what Tophia is mad about, then that's what we're going to talk about. Because if there's another time that Tophia and them are not bringing up, then I would love to know about it.
Well, I'm tired of having to go through this. All you have to do is just...
I go through it on my live stream.
You're being hard-headed. Just say sorry.
Yeah, I go through it on my live stream too.
It doesn't matter. Just say sorry.
For things that you say.
Just say sorry.
I'm not going to say sorry. There, I said it.
Okay, just because I talk about dead fucking relatives does not mean you have to go through it. Fuck their dead mothers.
When you bring up the white race.
Okay, I don't care how those other people feel. You know what I'm tired? It's your friends coming to you about me talking about the white fucking race when they don't do anything to help racism.
And it's not only her, it's everybody else.
Well, if they feel so bad, they're racist. They shouldn't be complaining. They don't go through fucking nothing.
It's not all white people.
You know what bothers me? If it's not all white people, why aren't they out there complaining about racism instead of yelling at me?
Oh, really?
No, they don't come to me. They come to you. Nobody that's not racist shouldn't be that offended.
Okay, so it starts right there, right? With Tophia basically being like, I don't give a shit about people's dead relatives, as we brought up. Because again, everything's cool when, like, Tophia does it to other people. But God forbid anyone ever do this stuff to Toph. And really, at the end of the day, God forbid anyone do this stuff to anybody. But Tophiachu seems to relish in it. She seems to love whenever she can bring up something, like, really personal and hit someone below the belt. Now, granted, I think we can all sympathize with that a bit. And maybe if you can't, just let me put it into perspective. What if someone's saying the stuff about your dead relatives? Because that's what Tophia's saying here. But I've never seen people say stuff about that. I've only ever seen Tophia say that people have said stuff and then say it in response. Again, I think she just loves it when she can be in those troll shoes. Kind of like she's doing right now with Mamachu. And then the real kicker here, the thing I never expected to ever hear in any Tophia video, was Mamachu kind of pulling the Uno reverse card and saying, what about your racism towards white people? And that sets Tophia off. I mean, you can hear the pure anger in her voice for her mom daring to say that to her. But you know what? As you're going to find out when this video goes along, it's not just white people. She blames like a large group of people, a bunch of groups of people for, like, you know, voting the wrong man in, yada, yada, yada. And it shows again, she just blindly blames everybody she can for everything she can, because the issues she personally faces in life can't possibly be her fault. What has she done? She's been perfect. It's everyone else's. And Mamachu, like I said, when she dares to call Tophia out on this, you're going to see it more. She's not about to calm down anytime soon.
I'm not racist. Not all white people. Then they come at minorities for saying shit. We go through fucking enough. We go through enough. We shouldn't have to educate people.
Stuff, but it's not all of them.
If it wasn't, then why is Trump in office? You know who mostly voted for Trump? White women. Where are they checking those fucking bitches that voted for Trump?
They want money, that's why. Like always.
They knew he was racist. He was telling them to their face. They're getting mad at me for saying not all white people, but mostly white people voted for Trump and the other demographics. If they cared about racism, Trump wouldn't be in office. They're coming at me. When I say something about white people, now all of a sudden they're mad. And I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, okay? I don't want people to get mad at my mom or get mad at me, but I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Y'all don't speak up when I'm facing racism, when people are calling me the N-word. You did speak up when people was telling Monique to do that to herself, and I had to block it. Then you sit here and say you don't see that shit when you see it. That's the problem.
Tophiachu keeps using the statement that, you know, they get mad when I say things about white people, but they don't get mad when I get called names. And I just want to bring up that you look through Tophia's comments, you look through comments on, like, other websites on what people say about her. It's never, like, just pure racism. It's calling Tophia out for all of her flaws. Am I saying that Tophia has never been called that word online by trolls? Absolutely not. But I'm serious. I went around looking for, like, Tophia clips of the one day and doing some, like, research on the Slydells. But God is my witness, all I could find were people calling out the Slydells and showing the times that they themselves have been racist. I have seen proof of this. There's clips of it, this video being chief among them, where Tophia will just blame all white people for everything, kind of like she's doing with the election. She also says, and other groups, who you'll find out who they are very soon. But yeah, Tophia, this is just incredibly uncalled for you to turn this like call out at your mother into an ultra rant on white people who, again, the majority of people in the world you do not know. To try to blame an entire group of people and call them a bunch of bad eggs because you've had bad experiences with them is it's pretty racist, Tophia. It's what racist people do, and it's exactly what you're doing right here.
They're just mad because they hate you, that's why. Has nothing to do with what you say.
Well, the ones that are nice to us don't hate me. It's just that I get bothered every time they think it's an attack towards them. That's what people that try to mask not being racist do. Yeah. They act like they get so offended over what a minority says, but they don't do anything about it. Who's to blame for Trump being in office? White people, indigenous people, and Hispanics and Latinos. Those are the demographics of people that voted for Trump. And that's, yeah, she has medical issues. I'm not going to tell people unless she wants me to tell them.
I have osteoporosis.
No.
Oh. I'm telling everything I have.
But you have bladder problems.
Yeah, that's you.
She can't go by bus anywhere because she would pee herself.
Yeah, I have to be next to a restroom. Because of the
She doesn't use the restroom all the time, but that's why we're at a place where we're near a restroom the whole time.
But if I'm not near the restroom and I need it real bad, I can't hold it. But I have, because of my thyroid problems, that's why I also have thyroid problems.
Yeah.
Osteoporosis, gallstones.
She wouldn't have been able to make it by bus because she would have peed herself.
Asthma.
I didn't want to say that because then people would make fun of you for that or say something.
Yeah, they ain't going to be laughing when they get to be my age and that happens.
Elderly people pee a lot.
Tophiachu is always one to say mind your own business, so when people brought up the medical record, she was like, no, I'm not going to say it. Mamachu was like, no, it's okay, I got osteoporosis. And then Tophia's, no, they're talking about your bladder problems, you know? Like, I think Toph is just saying that to soften the inevitable blow of a picture of her or Mamachu using the bathroom outside in public gets leaked. Because, like, Tophia has recently been complaining about people invading their privacy, despite her and Mamachu just being on a public street, sleeping inside their car, and, like, a lot of the times just hanging out around it. Sorry to say, Tophia, people can take pictures of you in public, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Because this video here, again, Tophia blames, like, on all white people for Trump being in office, but not only that, also indigenous people, Native Americans. They are also at fault here, apparently, to Tophia. But also, you know whose fault it is? The Hispanic community, which is wild for a numerous amount of reasons, one of which being that Tophia herself is Hispanic. But she's not going to mention that, you know? And what's even crazier is the woman sitting beside her is almost 100% Hispanic. So while she's pointing these fingers, she doesn't know that she's basically pointing one right in Mamachu's face. However, she's been doing that the entire video. And it's just crazy to think all this is happening like a week before Christmas, the time you're supposed to be putting your tree up, getting presents for your loved ones. These two are sitting in the car arguing about TikTok drama going on within their own family. This is just horrible. Imagine spending Christmas like this. It's a very unfortunate thing considering they don't even have a house to celebrate Christmas in. But as we go further in this Christmas of Slydell like marathon I have going on, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and say that at some point here, Tophia is going to make a video saying that, you know, Christmas is overrated, or we shouldn't celebrate Christmas, or who needs Christmas, simply because her and her family are not celebrating it the way she wants to, or the way like anyone would want to. Because remember, at the end of the day, if Tophia is being slighted by something, if Tophia feels like something is unfair, then the whole world needs to change, because she needs to get what she thinks she deserves. And now, I want to talk about a few more things going on in the Slydell's lives that are kind of just as interesting. So, number one, Tophia and the family have been alleged before to be using the bathroom outside of their car. And a picture was released recently that you guys need to let me just know what you think of this in the comments, because I still now cannot make heads or tails of it, but by God, I hope we're not looking at what I think we're looking at. So this is the family car, and it's parked up at a location that you will soon be shocked by, but look around it, right? What is all that on the ground? There's like other pictures of this street, and no location is as filthy as this one right here. It's a bunch of brown smudges and what looks like, you tell me, what looks like a bunch of white paper. Like, am I tripping here? Am I wrong? Because if this is really happening, you know, we've been talking about it for weeks, and the sidewalk shitting and all that, but still, somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm like, we have to be wrong, right? Like, this really can't be happening. And this picture sends a chill down my spine because I'm like, dear God, with all the talk Tophia does about bathrooms and all that, when she basically confirmed it a few weeks back by saying, yeah, Mamachu had to go. There's nothing wrong with going in public. Everyone has to do it. Which, she's right, but she also answered that claim and that question. If this is really going on, they're probably doing it in the middle of the night, but it's still fucked. Because in the daytime, they always say they go to a bathroom that's like a street away. And maybe they do. But when nightfall comes, I would not be surprised if they're just popping squats behind the car. This picture just speaks volumes to me. And remember when I said you'll never believe where they're parked at? Well, this picture will show you because they are parked up next to a goddamn playground. Somebody caught this picture, and you can even see Tophia or Mamachu, most likely Mamachu in the car right there. And it's like, if this is really going down, which, this picture, do I even have to say allegedly? They're there. You see the stains around the car. What is going on? Why are you parked up right next to a playground doing this? Especially if you're doing the actions people are alleging you to have done. It's wild to me. And there's even further proof. You might go, oh, that's not them. Well, here's a picture of an individual who looks very much like Tophia in a field next to the park. Now, if you were to ask Tophia, she'd say that the big problem here is people, harassing them by doing an illegal act. And that's taking pictures of them. Because you can't invade people's privacy. But again, I stress, when you're just out here in public, all hooded up like Tophia is right there, people are allowed to take pictures. She's complaining that people are showing up there and trolling them and doing this and that. And I've always said, never go to the homes of any of the people we cover and never try to get involved in their lives. Tophia's case, though, here is one of those that people can just go stand across the street, take pictures of them to their heart's content. But when you're actively getting stuff stolen from your car, that's where things go up a notch here. Because just the other day, Tophia said that she had 2 Xboxes and also all of her makeup taken from her. It was stolen from their car. At what point in the day, I don't know. Were they in the car at the time? Probably. But they're not the toughest bunch of people. They're not going to fight these people off. I think at some point she claims the Brotherchu chased them down, but nonetheless, they got away with her items. I believe Tophia thinks these are trolls, but to me it sounds like more likely just some locals who saw their car as an easy target. But Tophia talked about this too, and how she's thinking about making a GoFundMe to get this stuff back. And what's crazy about that is 2 things. Right now, why did you even still have those Xboxes? While you were homeless, you could have sold them and had some extra money. And the second thing is, Tophia's history with GoFundMes is not a very, illustrious one, to say the least. One of the times when she had a GoFundMe set up, I believe she used the money to go to, a Comic-Con or something, and to her, it's like, what? I'm a person. I should get to enjoy things too. And I've said it a million times that yes, you do, Tophia, but any rationally thinking person would go, hey, before I go enjoy the luxuries of life, I should probably have a house to, come back to at the end of the day, But Tophia's not thinking that far ahead. She'll do anything for some money and then do whatever the hell she wants with it. She even said such, on a stream earlier today about how, it doesn't matter what people give her with her money. It's her money. If she wants to order $200 worth of pizza, well...
Use the money for housing. I'll use the money for whatever I want to use it for. So don't tell me what to use my money for. It's my money. I'll use it for $200 worth of pizza if I wanted to.
You're asking people for help and refusing to get a job, and when they give you money to help better your life, you just go, don't tell me what to do. What a horrible response from someone who has a very sick mother in the car next to them and is doing nothing in the world to try to, make things better and get a solid income. If I was Mamachu, I'd just be like, fuck, well, here she goes again with the pizzas, And it's not Mamachu, she has nothing to complain about. She cannot complain about this at all. This is all her own doing when she sits on stream and says that Tophia doesn't need to get a job. Tophia can do whatever she wants with her life. So, good job to you, Mamachu. You've completely enabled this one. But now I want to show you the video I was talking about where Tophia goes into getting robbed.
Stuff was thrown out of the car, right out of the Jetta. So I don't know if it was thrown out of the Jetta. I thought people threw it there to make it look like we were littering. We came back, so then I decided to go into the car and check because I noticed the clothes were thrown around. I said, okay, cool, let me go check. My 2 Xboxes were stolen. My 2 very expensive makeup kits, which was the Betty Boop makeup kit and the Kiss makeup kit. They also took that too, along with my other valuable shit and my brother's Hot Wheels and parts and all kinds of shit and tools. They took all of that too. But what's crazy and what's the funny thing about it is, stupid idiots literally rob right in front of a camera that's aimed at them. So, yeah, whenever we find out who stole it, because they're going to look on those cameras wherever the building is that has the camera that works, which you fucked up. If you stole it, you better come return that shit back, or else, because if they catch you, it's not going to be good for you. You're going to be caught on camera. You're already caught on camera because there's a camera there. So I would advise you to just give up and return the stuff, or the police are going to find out who you are, because there's a camera there that caught you. That was not wise of you to start stealing in front of a camera. So you're going to get caught. I'm just saying. I don't really care about all that stuff, because all I have to do is just make a GoFundMe and then just like raise it. I don't care what people say. People are going to get mad, but you just screwed up. You really screwed up. You guys should have never done that. Never. And I don't care if anybody laughs, because that's, who cares? Like, so what? They took Xboxes. They took makeup stuff. Since there was a camera here, which is really great, you got caught on camera. So I'm not even worried. Like, whoever showed up last night too got caught on camera. So your ass is stupid.
So yeah, again, anyone who actually stole stuff from them is just, Tophia's right. Like, you're a fool for that one. Especially if they have cameras too, you know? But with Toph, you never know if she's telling the truth or not. We don't know if stuff was actually stolen. She didn't show any proof of the car being damaged or this, that, and a third, because apparently they had to do something to get in there. Now we know that Tophia wasn't there and only noticed this when she came back. And when she did, she saw much more than the initial Xbox and makeup that I had heard. They stole a bunch of Brother Chew's stuff too. So yeah, if they file a police report and they follow up on it, maybe they'll get their stuff back. But at the end there, for Tophia to mention the GoFundMe to get other people to buy this stuff back for her, and saying, I don't care, you know, they shouldn't have done that. Basically being like, hey, I know I messed up in the past and screwed a lot of people on GoFundMe, but screw that, they screwed me, so now it's your guys' problem to buy me all this stuff again. It's classic Tophia 101, taking a situation where people should feel bad for her, and then turning into, well, then you guys will just pay for it, you know? And she always ruins shit, and this is something that really I feel kind of bad for her for. But then at the end there, it's like, Toph, just do it the right way and stop acting cocky about this. You got robbed at the end of the day. You're talking to these people like you're in the driver's seat when the cops still have no idea who they are. And that's really where we stand with this one. No updates on the Xbox have been found, there's no leads on the makeup, but maybe Toph will get one someday soon. Hey, maybe she can get them back as her big Christmas present. But we only got about 5 days till the big day, and that's what this little series here is to talk about, to encapsulate what exactly happens this entire holiday season for the Slydells. I actually have like a prequel video to this coming out soon, so I hope you guys enjoy that one too. And until I see you the next time, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We got a lot more videos like this lined up, and if you liked videos like this, you'll probably love my show I do every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on Kiwi Tapes' channel called Too High for Stupid. This week, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a big Christmas spectacular on Monday the 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Eastern over on Kiwi's channel yet again, and I know you guys will love that. And finally, the biggest shout out to the GOAT TV here on YouTube. They'll be in the link in the description below, and they are the best place to go to see Tophia's daily life just categorized and all documented. Shout out to them, they are the GOAT, and thank you all for watching again. Hope you have a great Christmas, but I'll be seeing you guys before it. And until then, take care, everybody. I'm out of here.